Welcome back. This particular functional group naming would be very easy for you because I think this is probably the easiest. I think every student that I've come across had absolutely no problem naming halogens. Okay, so we've already learned or established how to deal with halogens, right? Halogens can only make one bond with any element in the world. We've established that very strongly. And just to recap everything we have learned in the previous, we do know that this is what we get from the formula if we apply the number of carbons into the alkene structure, and then we add one hydrogen if it's a halogen, and we subtract and we get zero double bond, which makes sense because halogens cannot have more than one bond, right? We've established that, and say this was the structure you drew: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. As I said, you can basically put the fluorine anywhere, either on this end or on that end will be the same. So I'm just going to start with this end. I'm going to put this here. And then let's draw one more for good measure: 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's put the fluorine here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's put the fluorine here. And let's draw one more where we don't have actual 6 carbons. Let's have 5. Say I have a fluorine here and I have a methyl group here. Okay. Now F is fluorine, but in a compound it's fluoro. Cl is chlorine, but in a compound it's chloro, bromo, iodo. You do not have to really memorize this because at the end of the day, the test is multiple choice. So the spelling and all that stuff shouldn't really be your concern. It's about understanding just the logic, and the rest will be history, because you would never ever have to memorize literally anything in this class, and you're going to get it right every single time. As with the rule, you have to first identify the long chain, and then keep that aside in your mind somewhere, or write it down somewhere where you can recognize it. And then actually go to the functional group, which in this case, as I said, we're only dealing with one functional group compounds. Later in the course, we will learn 2, because keep in mind, realistically, all organic compounds have more than one functional group. That's just the way it is. Okay. So if you think about it, you start from the side that closer to the end containing the functional group. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Unlike other functional group, fluorine, you do not have to change the last name. You know how in ketone we changed, say, hexane, right? We changed it to hexanone, right? We replaced the E by a O and E, right? You do not have to do that for halogen containing compounds. If halogen is the only functional group, then all you need to know is there are 6 carbons, so it's hexane. And where is the fluorine located? It's in the first position. So 1, fluoro, F is fluoro. The number usually goes with the halogen, and the long chain basically does not get disturbed, which is why I think students really enjoy naming these. And the reason I have 3 other things, I can show that basically the last name does not get disturbed, and it doesn't get any numbers either. The number always goes with the functional group, which is quite contradictory to everything else we learned, where not only are there numbers with something else coming off the chain, but even the last name contains a number. So this is how you name long chain. Now again, this is still hexane because the longest chain is still 6 carbons. And the fluorine is in the second position, 1, 4, 5, 6. So it's 2 fluorohexane. And you obviously guessed it. So this side is much more closer to the end than this side, I guess. Yeah, it is, because it's in this side is 2 carbons, this side is 3. So we start numbered from this side. That's 3 fluorohexane. hexane, because that's still long chain. In this case, a long chain, however, is 5 carbons. And which side do we start numbering from? Again, the functional group gets the preference, which is this side is closer, so that's 5. So it's pentane, right? Now, in this case, while the last name is not affected because its long chain is pentane, you got to be careful because this is 2-fluoro and this is 3-methyl. Which one is alphabetically forward? Is fluoro with an F or a methyl with an M? Well, the methyl with an M is first, so that gets the first part. It's not the number. While the numbers are respective with the respective substituents, the 3-methyl gets first chance in the writing part, followed by 2-fluoro. Why? Because the methyl, no, I think it's EF. I got to go to elementary grade. I'm sorry. EFGHIJKLM, right? So F comes first. So 2-fluoro. Sorry about that. 3-methyl. In this case, F comes first, methyl comes. If there's an element that say something that comes before F, then that gets preference. Say I have this, okay? But instead of fluorine, that's what I think I was overthinking myself. I think I was thinking of a situation. That's not what I drew. I think that's probably why I ended up with the 3-methyl first in the first place. Say I have Cl instead of fluorine, okay? In this case, again, we start numbering from this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's still pentane. It's the longest chain. And we have a chlorine in the second place, a methyl group in the third. Chloro is, again, comes first, right? So 2-chloro, 3-methyl, because I know C comes before M, so 2-chloro, 3-methyl pentane, right? But what if I had, say, same thing, but instead of, say, I and, so this is still pentane, right? But methyl, M comes, no, I guess that's still there. I comes before M, so it'll be 2-iodo. I guess there's no functional group that's further than 2-methyl, 2-iodo, 3-methyl pentane, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's exactly how you name compounds containing halogens as functional groups. All right, so I've got maybe 2 more functional groups to do, so stay tuned.